My cancer story, how I started dealing with cancer and still found that I am followed by mercy every day of my life. Here on my app on my phone, I keep up with when all of this began. It began a long time ago, to be honest with you. It began, let me see, when I had my first cancer. It was like 14 years ago. I'm looking for it right now. I had my surgery back on June the 7th, 2012. That turns out to be 13 years, 8 months, 9 days since I had that first surgery. Let me just tell you a little bit about that story. This is my story, Austin Gardner's story from how it happened with me. I woke up that morning. We were at a camp up in Tennessee with a bunch of young people we were working with, trying to help them grow in the Lord and maybe consider what God would have them do as they went into missionary work. It was an exciting time. And I always knew what God wanted me to say. I always studied and prayed, and I just felt the burden. This would be what God might have me to say today. That day, I woke up and it was the strangest thing. I said, Lord, what's wrong? No burden. I don't feel the burden. I don't know what I'm supposed to speak on. Well, I got up and I went to the bathroom. And when I did, I urinated blood. Did you hear me? I urinated blood. Now that was I was weird. I rubbed my eyes. I looked again. I said, this can't be. I mean, what's happening here? This is crazy. So I looked down. I saw that I had actually urinated blood. So I waited until my wife got up. And I said, you need to sit down. Now we've been married at that right today, almost 53 years. So 14 years ago, I said, you need to sit down. I got to tell you something. And she's like, what? We've been married 40 years and you ain't never said that to me yet. And so I set her down and I said, honey, I just urinated blood. And I think we better go to a doctor, which I never say. Now, I was followed by mercy because to tell you the truth, what happened was that in my youthful exuberance, even though I was, what, 50 something, right at 50, 48, I guess, I always would pray and say, God, if you'll just heal me, take care of this. And so I went to the hospital and they checked, and the doctor, man, he acted like I didn't know what I was talking about. He acted like he didn't know what was going on. And he said, but just sit down right there. There's an emergency room, you know how it is. You're in a hurry, so you wait. And so I said, are you going to need a urine sample? He said, I am. I said, well, I've got to go. How about I go ahead and give you a urine sample? He said, yeah, nonchalant. He handed me the cup. And so I went out to go to the bathroom and I came back and handed it to him. It was pure blood, or at least that color. And I handed it to him and he said, oh my soul. And everybody went into emergency room protocol. They ran me upstairs. They did some CT scans and some MRIs. I don't remember what all they did, to be honest with you. Been 14 years nearly. And he came back. He said, look, buddy, you got cancer. I think it's going to be okay. They're just going to have to take your kidney, but I think they can get it all. And I think you're going to be okay. I can't explain to you what it feels like unless you've been there, unless you're with me and you're dealing with this. I know many of you listening may be dealing with this sort of thing. I was scared to death. What in the world is going on? And so nobody wants to talk about it. Everybody's like, just like, don't talk about it. Don't bring it up. He's probably uncomfortable. Well, I really want to talk about it, but nobody else did. And so we waited and see what would happen. And I got appointments. I got appointments with doctors. One doctor said here in the area I live in, he said, I'm going to open you up at the navel, take you around to the backbone. I'll cut you all the way around the side. And I'd been highly recommended to this guy. And I said, that sounds pretty invasive to me. Cut me in half. So we got to talking, and my son actually got in touch with someone he knew that had some problems. And we found a guy that could do it robotically. Just make 4 or 5 little incisions, stick them in, and he put my cancerous kidney in a Ziploc bag and pull it out. And so we went to see him. He was cocky. He knew what he was doing, and he did know what he was doing. Operated on me and pulled that tumor out, that tumorous kidney out. Pretty sure what we didn't know then, we know now, is leaked, and because it would come back. He told me it'll probably never come back, but it did. But anyway, what's really happening is they take it out and they find out that I'm cured. and everything's going to be okay. He said, you'll probably never have another problem. Found out an uncle I had the same problem. He lost that right kidney just like I did. It did come back on him years later on his left kidney, but they took it off and everything was okay. So I thought that's pretty good. That's pretty good. I really wasn't that scared. Once we got to the surgery, I was like, I was leaving the Lord's hands. I had 50 friends probably in the waiting room when they did the surgery. It was a wonderful day, and they got the cancer. Now, I was home and I was with another friend, Robert Canfield, who you often hear me on the podcast with, and we had gone, I had been asked by a fellow pastor to go see somebody that had my same kidney problem, but he was dying. And so I go to see the guy, and his wife is livid. She hates my doctor. She hates my oncologist because they told her husband it was okay, just like they told me. So I went back to get a PET scan and to make sure, just to make sure, is this for real? Did they get it all or not? So I go back and we have that, and everything goes along good. I preached that guy's funeral. That was really sad. But God, in His mercy, had given me a surgeon that did get the job done, an oncologist that would take care of me for years. And this is just the first step in my long story. I mean, my story is pretty long about the cancer and the COVID and all that. And I'll go over that over the next few days. I want you to know I don't know what you're facing, I don't know what you're going through, but I have sat where you're sitting if you've ever gotten that cancer diagnosis. I do have an idea about how that feels. And I think I can help you because I've been helped. And surely goodness and mercy do follow me, pursue me all the days of my life, and they do you too as well. So we're going to look to Jesus. We're going to trust Him. We're going to believe Him that He's going to help us, and we're going to get through this. I promise you, the Lord's going to work in your life. Now, the very first thing is this: cast all your cares on Him because He cares for you. So take help from the God who loves you. And know this: don't be angry and don't be bitter. Don't be mad at God. Don't be mad at your parents because you got it genetically. I mean, we just have to deal with it. It's what we have, it's where we are, it's what we're doing, and we take it and we move on. And we don't get bitter, we don't get angry. And I'm speaking from experience here because I know that's how you feel, and I know that's what we go through. And it's oh, poor me, and it's I'm a victim, but you're not a victim. You are victorious in Christ, and you will be victor. Even if He takes you to heaven, you'll still be victorious in Christ. And so I would just want to challenge you to be really careful to trust the Lord in this. I'll be back with a whole lot more. I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll take this little series I'm going to do about my health and the issues as a way to talk to you. Like if I could sit in a room and talk to you, tell you there is hope, because there is hope, and you're going to make it through. God bless you. Subscribe, like, and share. Thank you.